Hello, sexual being. Welcome to this sexuality education course. Welcome to Orgasm Reform Institute. Welcome to our sexual being sexuality course. This course is brought to you by Orgasm Reform Institute, which is a sexual intelligence institute that is dedicated to providing you with age-appropriate developmental sex education, medically accurate information, and pleasure-guided sex education. The goal of this vision is to raise you to be a sexually sane individual, whereby your sexual activities are sane, they are healthy, they will benefit you and benefit your spouse. So here we talk about everything sexuality, comprehensive sex education, how your sexuality affects your mentality, how it affects your physical health, how it affects your spirituality, how it affects your wellness, your nutrition, your lifestyle, how it affects your emotional health and everything. So yeah, we talk about everything sex, everything sex. So I officially welcome you to this program. Yeah, welcome. My artist, please doing this with you. I celebrate people that intentionally grow sexually. I celebrate people that are intentional about the kind of information they are exposed to, because in the world today we have lots and lots of sex information, both the ones that are true and the ones that are lies. Like, they are just jam packed everywhere that you even find it difficult to differentiate between the lie and the truth. So you are welcome to this course, and what we are going to be doing here is to introduce you to your sexual self. Yes, to introduce you to your sexual self. You are a sexual being. You are a sexual being, and God created you as a good sexual being, because obviously God created sex. And after creating everything, He was very, very kind enough to make sex part of His creation. And not only that, He created you as a sexual being. And after creation, He said everything He created good are good. He created everything good. So meaning you are a good sexual being. And not just you're a good sexual being. Therefore, your sexual activity should also be good. And not only that, everything God created, He created for His pleasure. So your sexual activities should also give God pleasure. So you want to be intentional not to engage in sexual activities that are unhealthy, that are not sane, that are detrimental to your health, and also to the society. Yeah, because there is a mind of Christ regarding sex. Yes, of course, sex is His creation, so he has a knowledge about sex. He has vast knowledge about sex. So it is very, very important that you live life according to how the Creator has written about it, according to His manual. And I want you to know today that the only thing in God's manual is not the only thing in God's manual is not just about no sex till marriage. In addition to no sex to marriage, there are other things that you need to know regarding sex, because His word says, "My people perish because of lack of knowledge." And no sex till marriage is just one bit of the other information you need to know about sex. Yes, sex is vast, and God is vast in knowledge. God is vast in knowledge. So as a sexual being, you want to be sexually intelligent. You cannot run away from the fact that you are a sexual being. God created the hormones, He created the sexual hormones, He created the sexual organs, He created everything in your body that depicts sexuality. Yes, He did. So it is important for you to be sexually intelligent. Sexually, and the fact that you are a child of God doesn't make you sexually intelligent. Because if being a child of God makes you sexually intelligent, then people should not be struggling sexually in church. People should not be having sexual addictions in church. If being a child of God automatically makes you sexually intelligent, then you should not be struggling with unhealthy sexual habits. So the reason why people struggle sexually is because there is a knowledge gap regarding sex. There is a knowledge gap regarding sex. So to help yourself and to help the children you will give birth to, because you also don't want to bring children into this world and you are not passing the right information to them. To help yourself and to help the children you're going to bring into this world and the little ones that are going to be around you, the next generation, you want to start with you and be very, very intentional about your sexuality journey, because sexuality doesn't start from doing, it starts from you as a being. I know sex is a doing word because everywhere we go to there is no sex, don't do this, don't do that, don't engage in this, don't engage in that. Everyone believes sex is a doing word. Yes, sex is a doing word, but it only takes being to act. So if you are not a sexual being, you cannot engage in sexual activities. And if you do not get your sexual being right, your sexual activity can never be right. So sex doesn't start from penis entering vagina. Sex starts with who you are as a sexual being. So I put it to you today. Who are you as a sexual being? Define yourself sexually. Who are you? What are your sexual boundaries? What are your sexual values? What are your sexual goals? What are your sexual deal breakers? What are your sexual routines? What does healthy sexuality mean to you? As a sexual being, these are information you should know. Because when you do not know who you are sexually, the world will tell you who you are not. And if you are a child of God, as I am, we need to start leveraging on the fact that your father created sex. And he wants you to enjoy sex. God wants you to enjoy sex. God wants you to enjoy sex because your sexual activity should give God pleasure. God created everything to give him pleasure. So your sexual activity should give God pleasure. God should be proud of what you do with your sexuality. God should be proud of what you do with your sexuality. So it is very, very important for us as sexual beings to be sexually intelligent. Sexually intelligent. Know yourself sexually. Define yourself sexually. Know your sexual values. Know your sexual boundaries. Know your sexual rights. Know your sexual responsibility. These are things you should know about yourself sexually. The world is changing and we can no longer live without knowledge. We no longer want to be in the generation that perish because of lack of knowledge. We no longer want to be that generation. So it is very, very important for us to start opening ourselves up. One of the values of Orgasm Reform Institute is openness. Because when you want to really define who you are sexually, you must be open to yourself. You must tell yourself the truth. You do not want to lie to yourself as a sexual being. To be able to leverage on your sexuality, you need to be open to yourself and tell yourself the truth. You no longer want to start calling black gray. You want to call it, this is black, this is white. Be open to yourself. Open up yourself, layers by layers, cells by cell, muscle by muscle, organs by organ, system by system. You want to start opening up yourself. A summary of what I've said so far is just that you are a sexual being. God created you as a sexual being. He is aware of what he has created and he is proud of what he has created, and he called you a good sexual being. Sex is not good because someone can penetrate well. No, sex is good because God created sex good. And God created you as a good sexual being. And as a good sexual being, it is important and necessary that your sexual activity also defines goodness. Sex is a doing word, but only beings act. It takes a being to act out an activity. And if you get your sexual being right, if you get who you are sexually right, then your sexual activity will also be right. The reason why we have lots of sexual decadence in the world is because people do not know who they are sexually. It is because people's people's definition of who they are sexually, it is not sane, it is not healthy, because obviously you act out who you are, you act out who you believe yourself to be. So in this journey, we are going to be opening up ourselves. I already asked us some list of questions, and I will implore us to provide answers to them. Even if you cannot provide answers to them now, and the questions I asked then were who are you sexually, what are your sexual values, what are your sexual deal breakers, what are your sexual rights, your sexual boundaries, your sexual routine. It's okay, it is very, very okay if you've not grown to the extent of being able to provide answers. But I promise you that during the course of this program, you are going to be able to provide answers to these questions. And when you are able to provide answers to these questions, you are going to be able to now start behaving as a good sexual being. Your sexual activities will begin to portray goodness, healthy sexual activity, sane sexual activity. Once again, you are welcome. Like I said in the introduction part, you are going to enjoy this. We are going to be engaging in intimate conversation. We are going to be opening ourselves up. You will learn about yourself. You will learn about how your sexuality relates with your mental health. You will learn about how your sexuality relates with your physical health. You will learn about how your sexuality relates with your emotional health. You are going to learn about everything sexuality. We are going to be revealing the sexual you to you. And when you journey on opening yourself sexually, you will be able to help the next generation to live life as sane sexual beings, to live life as healthy sexual beings. Because this journey doesn't stop with you. It does not stop with you. So if you have a friend that you know should be in this class, invite them. Invite them. Invite them. Because you are going to be doing the world lots of benefits if you have your friends here. Yes, because you need to be in a circle of friends where you people have the same values regarding sex, the same education regarding sex, the same mentality regarding sex. Both of you people are exposed to the same knowledge regarding sex, because the world is evolving. The world is evolving, and the world is a sexual world, which is not even bad in itself. But we need to start getting who we are as a sexual being right, so that our sexual activity will be right. We've come to the end of today's session. You're welcome to this class, you're welcome to this journey, you're welcome to this program. I want you to open up yourself, because you are going to learn. You're going to be learning a lot of new things. You're going to be opening up yourself to a lot of. You're going to learn to listen to your body. You're going to learn about your sexual health. You're going to learn about body autonomy. You're going to be learning about lots and lots of things. This thing can feel strange because you'll be hearing them for the first time. Yes, you hear most of these things for the first time, or maybe you've heard them before, but you don't know that, oh, this is what this thing means. Okay. So you'll be exposed to a lot of new information. So I want you to open up yourself, tell yourself the truth, be ready to improve on your sexuality, because you need to be sexually intelligent so that you'll not be easily swayed by so much noise going around in the world. So that you'll not be easily swayed by the wrong information going around in the world. You need to know yourself and hold on to your sexual values. Hold on to your sexual values. So this is me officially welcoming you to this journey. You're welcome. I'm Olubusola, privileged to steward division Orgasm Reform Institute. You're welcome to this journey. This is the first class, and I believe that you've learned something new. I believe that light has shined on you. I believe that your understanding is opening. I believe that you are beginning to see yourself as a sexual being that God created, as a good sexual being that God created, as a sexual being that needs to be sexually intelligent. Because the fact that you are a child of God does not mean you are sexually intelligent. The fact that you are waiting till marriage does not mean you are sexually intelligent. And the fact that you are sexually expressive does not mean you are sexually intelligent. Because people that are in church claiming to be waiting till marriage are still exhibiting unhealthy sexual activities, and people that are in the world claiming to be sexually expressive are still sexually unintelligent. So there is a schooling that needs to be done. There is a gap that needs to be closed. And this journey, we are going to be closing that gap. This journey, we are going to be exposed to the wealth of knowledge that will help us as sexual beings. You are welcome till we meet again during the second class.